Red Bull holds all remaining spots on Formula One's 2026 grid, with two teams yet to confirm its driver lineups for the start of the sport's new era. Max Verstappen is the sole driver to be confirmed on the top team's 2026 roster, with the reigning world champion the absolute cornerstone of the energy drinks team's F1 operations. Expected to be alongside him is Isack Hadjar, who has been a star of the 2025 season, with the rookie coming back from a formation lap crash on debut in Australia to score points at 9 of the 21 races he's competed in so far, including his maiden podium at Zandvoort. But while Hadjar is the youngest Frenchman to climb the rostrum steps, he's expecting more returns in the future.
Yeah, it feels good, you know, it's one of the targets since I'm a kid to stand on an F1 podium, but it's only the beginning.
That likely leaves a fight for the last two seats at Racing Bulls, with three drivers in contention, starting with the brand's young gun Arvid Lindblad, who has won races in F2 this year and earned a super license to race in F1 after he won the Formula Regional Oceania title.
It was the biggest reason why I've come here, was to put myself in a better position for the future, for bigger opportunities. So yeah, I've put myself up for that now. So yeah, I'm gonna go forward and try to do as best I can.
Should Lindblad be promoted, it'll be Liam Lawson versus Yuki Tsunoda for the final seat, though there are already rumors that the Japanese racer is considering a switch to IndyCar with the Honda-powered Dale Coyne racing. News is expected before Abu Dhabi. "2026 will mark Aston Martin driver Lance Stroll's milestone 10th season at the pinnacle of motorsport, and the Canadian will be hoping that the Green Team can finally deliver him a race-winning car. Stroll, the son of Aston Martin team co-owner Lawrence Stroll, has had a tough and disappointing recent run in F1, a long way from his best season in 2020, when he scored 2 of his 3 career podiums and took a pole position at the Turkish Grand Prix. He's also been consistently humbled by his 2-time F1 world champion teammate Fernando Alonso, with the stats 21-0 in qualifying, care of 14 Q1 exits this season, though it's closer in races and on points. That stat imbalance isn't a temporary dip, though. Given the 27-year-old has only beaten his teammate on points over a full season once in 2018, his second year, and against uncompetitive rookie Sergei Sirotkin, who lasted just 1 campaign. Stroll also holds an embarrassing record for most Q1 exits since F1's knockout qualifying format began in 2006, a total of 86, compared to Kevin Magnussen's 74 and Marcus Ericsson's 70, though the Canadian has argued it is car-dependent. Of course, Stroll has never had a race-winning car at his disposal in F1, but all that could change in 2026 with the regulation reset and an Adrian Newey-penned Works Honda-powered AMR 26. And Stroll's father was bullish about his Green Squad's future in F1 upon signing Newey as his new managing technical partner last year.
So when you accomplish something like that, and when you have my track record, quite frankly, and you say, look, we're here to win, we build this, we put the greatest team, we put the greatest facilities, we have the greatest partners in Honda exclusively for us, in Aramco. I mean, what stops us from being the next best? The answer is absolutely nothing.
Should Aston Martin become the next best, it'll then be up to Stroll's son Lance to finally show what he can do at the front. Formula One is still some way from signing a female race driver, despite having its own all-female Junior Series F1 Academy, with its most recent closest prospects including Susie Wolff and Tatiana Calderon. But All-Electric Series Formula E has been furthering this cause, with 14 drivers out on track in late October as part of a second annual women's test held at Spanish circuit Valencia.
Rome wasn't built in a day, but all of all of this activity is just getting us further and further to having women on the grid full time.
It was a competitive day, with action split across 2 3-hour sessions, double the track time of the inaugural test. With Red Bull F1 Academy driver Chloe Chambers on top for Mahindra, while the top 6 were all within a second, with second-placed Abby Pulling just 64 thousandths of a second adrift. Jamie Chadwick, a 3-time W Series champion and ambassador for F1 Team Williams, closed out the top 6 for Jaguar and spoke highly about the need for opportunities like this.
I think it's great. I think it gives like an aspiration for those getting started. I think it gives opportunity for those already in it. I think any seat time in a championship like this is valuable, and you're working with some of the best teams. We've got the drivers helping us as well. So yeah, it adds a lot of value. And I think it's got a great place. And I think now seeing the more and more women that get the opportunity to drive these cars, the better.
Formula E's new 2025-26 season 12 begins in Brazil on December 6th with the São Paulo E-Prix. The series then takes a Christmas break before the action returns in January in Mexico and Miami. Brazilian circuit Interlagos can make or break title campaigns, with fickle weather, close racing, and Latin local fans charging the event with emotion. But in 2025, McLaren's Lando Norris remained serene under maximum pressure to dominate in São Paulo, with both sprint and Grand Prix wins, to put one hand on the championship crown. Norris came home over 10 seconds up on Mercedes rookie Andrea Kimi Antonelli for his first win in Brazil, McLaren's first there since 2012, and his 7th of the season to equal teammate Oscar Piastri's haul. But the Brit wasn't in the mood to celebrate. "We've still got work to do. I'll go back, see the team, congratulate them, and see what we can do better," he said. In the other McLaren garage, it was more pain for Oscar Piastri after he blew a crucial opportunity to make up ground, having crashed out of the sprint and then finished 5th in the Grand Prix following a gutsy passing attempt for 2nd at the safety car restart. One that ended in chaos and a controversial 10-second time penalty and 2 points on his license after he made contact with Antonelli, who then hit Ferrari's Charles Leclerc, whose suspension broke, ending his race. Mercedes hailed Antonelli, whose 2nd place was his best ever result in F1 and his biggest ever single event points haul, with 25 scored from the sprint and Grand Prix, 10 more than his Canada podium. It was good to see Kimi keep Max behind at the end. He did so on a much older and harder tyre, said team boss Toto Wolff. Red Bull celebrated Max Verstappen's drive from the pit lane to 3rd place following his first ever Q1 exit on pure pace as unbelievable, especially with an additional early stop for a puncture. While his teammate Yuki Tsunoda finished 17th following an ambitious pass on Alpine's Franco Colapinto that tagged Aston Martin's Lance Stroll, which he effectively paid for twice after his Red Bull team failed to wait the full 10 seconds before working on his car. Mercedes' George Russell lost out on a podium 8 laps from home after Verstappen passed him. Oliver Behrman put in another standout result for Haas with 6th, ahead of both Racing Bulls. Nico Hülkenberg was the sole Sauber scorer with 2 points for 9th, on a weekend when his Brazilian teammate Gabriel Bortoleto was the star, but bound for the barrier with heavy crashes in both the sprint and Grand Prix, though he emerged okay from each shunt. Pierre Gasly closed out the top 10 to score the final point for Alpine, the French squad's first since Belgium 9 races ago. To the drivers' standings, and Norris leads Piastri by 24 points with just a final triple header left. Verstappen is 49 points adrift. Onto the constructors, where Mercedes has sailed back into 2nd place, Red Bull 3rd, as Ferrari fell to 4th after its 3rd non-score of 2025. Thanks for watching. To stay up to speed on all things Formula One, make sure you hit the subscribe button.